cow.
The wheel just went woo. Hi there, welcome to the Beaten Trail. This is our final installment of our Tennessee Trail series, and this is more Royal Blue and Outlaw Trails. So after our last exciting episode, we were able to get everybody down off the hill, and we continued on our way up to Top of the World for a nice view. We left Josh's ride down on the lower portion of the trail only because he had two axles that were not functional. Figured it would be that fun if there was more ice, and there was a little bit. But we made it up to the top, got to take a break, made some new friends, and enjoyed the ride. Top of the World, Tennessee. But
I have a rear to go.
Oh, do you?
so, what did we learn today?
Don't follow Shane.
No,
Josh went first.
Actually, Josh went first and my dumbass went after.
Don't go first.
I was like,
Don't
these guys,
listen
they're
to
not going
Shane
without
say,
me this
"Here's
time.
a black
I'm gonna
trail,
send
let's
it.
try
I'm
it."
gonna get myself in.
You know what you learned? If Shane says, "Hey, you guys want to do a black trail?" Let Shane do it first. That's all I gotta say.
Well, I asked Shane, and he's like, yeah, no, and Paul said, nah, you probably shouldn't, so I'm glad I didn't go up, but
I always felt bad.
I'm glad I turned around.
yeah, I don't mind, I don't have to prove my nuggets every single time, so awesome. So everybody had a good time, and we got two broken axles
And a ball joint, but I fixed
and a ball joint where you fix that, one fender,
I fixed it.
mud, roof scratches for James,
Shane's door.
Shane's door,
Oh, there's something else over there popping off too. There's a plastic panel flapping in the wind.
but everyone survived for the most part, just
So far.
so far so good.
You buy mine gently used.
Battle scars build character.
I'm selling mine gently used.
Gently used. Gently used.
I can see the marketplace at
Dante, you are not gently used. You're definitely not.
Just ran it on the farm. That was it.
You should say it's a farm used vehicle, dude.
Gentlyused.com. Awesome.
Send it down the side.
Good
of the
deal.
cliff.
More riding later.
Gently used.
What's the tag? Is it...
After Top of the World, it was decided that we'd regroup, come back to the cabin, and then we would go and do some night riding. So technically the video does take part over 2 parts of the day. Our last video was quite an extensive display of exactly what happens when you get stuck on a trail, but it was fun and the team worked well. We were off to some night riding. Now, you're permitted to ride at night at Ride Royal Blue and most of the Tennessee trails out there. You'd have to check and see certain parks and locations may restrict it. They don't want you to be on the road too much if you can help it, but I'm assuming that at some point you have to, just don't blind anybody with your lights. So we made our way back out to the trails and decided we would just do some greens and just take a ride around, a couple loops. It's a totally different experience to go riding at night. Now, as this week had progressed from the first time we got there, the ice was melting, the snow was melting, and really what that did was made for quite a muddy mess and very slippery on some surfaces. So just like always, when you ride at night, don't ride alone. And make sure you have all the proper safety equipment and watch out for those turns, because here you can see there was just ice and muddy ice all over the place. most of the time we would wind up stopping frequently because, well, you had to clean the windshield. It was just flying all over the place. No matter if you had distance between you and the person in front of you, the mud was just airborne whenever it got a chance to be. Gary is riding along with Shane, and they experience some of the deeper mud pits. Here we have Josh winching them out with the aid of Paul's ride.
Shane, ready?
Watch the hill, Paul. Turn towards me.
The next day, it was back out onto a mix of outlaw and ride road trails. We picked up Marshall again, and he was going to take us off to some fresh outlaws, and eventually we wanted to go see the Eternal Flame as well as a couple other locations. The sun was out, it was beautiful, and there was plenty of mud as always, but it was seeming to be more like spring each day that we were getting there, although it was in late December. A lot of the trails were just super muddy, but it was a lot of fun. As long as you had a windshield wiper or a squeegee and a little bit of Windex or whatever you may have in your spray bottle, it wasn't too bad. We ran into our friend John Perry, and it was good to just, in the middle of nowhere, run into him in Ride Royal Blue land area. So we stopped and said hi for a bit. Hadn't seen him for a while. Friend from New Jersey who relocated down to Tennessee, and he's loving it. He's on the trails all the time. It was good to see you, John. So Marshall had a few locations that he wanted to have us go to, but the distances can be quite a long ways if you're not on the roads or directly on trails. Now really, we just wanted to get out and see all we could see, and it didn't matter if it was day or night. We wanted to go out and just enjoy as much of Tennessee as we could. Really couldn't ask for a nicer day, and Marshall showed us a little bit more of some of the Tennessee wildlife
Hickory
areas.
Falls, Hickory Trail in the Tennessee Valley Recreational Area. I think that's the name, what it's called, TVRA.
He had mentioned he wanted to take us out to a lookout, and so we headed back up some of the Tennessee trails to find our lookout. As we ran into more ice melt, there was quite a lot of water, but it would flatten out into some county roads, which were very dusty. So the mix was back and forth, but we really didn't complain because we were out in the wilderness and it was just such nice weather and it was beautiful. Hard-packed dirt eventually made its way to county roads. They were higher speed roads as well as gravel. Some were shared roads with vehicular traffic. Marshall had to stop for lunch at a friend's, and this is a gentleman who has his house and trail open for viewing the overlook. Now it is open during certain hours. It was so windy up here, but such a beautiful view. Just hold on to your lunch because literally it will blow away. Please follow the rules and make sure you play fetch with his dog. Just a beautiful view and a great way to see a lot of Tennessee. Back on the road to find other locations. The one thing that two of us had problems with, Josh and Shane, was the overheating of the radiators. So we were in search of a little bit more of a stream or other location to rinse them out. When you go back between water and dust, that's what happens. Did a quick rinse across this crossing.
Oh, you did?
But we had to make sure we get the pump out, and we had to do some cleaning of radiators. Very handy to have. This $30 pump is a great insurance policy. We show this in all our videos. We use it a lot. We carry more than one. And all you need is a container of water or a nearby stream. Gives you decent pressure to clean out your radiators. Plugs into the cigarette lighter. Very convenient. Did run into several people out there. It was a beautiful day, like we said, so we did see other groups that were out to enjoy the very warm weather that was unseasonably warm for December. Back onto some Royal Blue trails, and we were going to find our way back and hopefully get to go see the Eternal Flame. fueled up and made sure that we topped off with gas just so we had it. And then part of the group would depart and head over to the Eternal Flame.
How'd you like that ride?
That was the best ride of the trip, probably. So
Yeah, good
I
hills,
love creek crossing.
good
Like,
hills,
I
some
love-
road,
yeah.
some rinse,
High speed,
a lot of ruts.
Yeah, that was good. That was
Thanks
good.
to Marshall brought him up here.
That's right. Thank you, Marshall.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
At one point says, I'm closing my eyes, I'm in your hands.
nice.
Did he?
Paul's got a comfortable ride, that's why.
I think this ride could.
Yeah, it is very
Yeah?
nice.
Very nice, very nice. Yes, thanks to Marshall. We appreciate the tour guide services.
And while there at the Eternal Flame, we ran into some new friends, and just the Tennessee riders are some of the best in the country. And we can't wait to get back. We made some new friends, met some people, and just the camaraderie and the friendship is great. We all have a common goal, is to get out, enjoy the wilderness, enjoy the trails, and enjoy each other. And it was just so much fun. So I do have to say it was one of the best trips that we've had in a long time. Although we had cold and ice, and we had some breakdowns, and we had some issues out on the trail with some obstacles, we all made it. And we can't wait to get back to Tennessee. It was amazing to see the Eternal Flame and a good landmark to visit. Just be aware that a lot of the entryway in and out of this location is through a lot of river and stream crossings. So if the river is high, you will be getting wet. It was pretty low when we went. It wasn't too bad, and everybody enjoyed a little bit of water. And of course, Josh and Adrian had to have a little more fun in the dirt. Overall, it was one of the most fun aspects of the trip, and the trails were a variation of mud, hills, and roadway. But this last section in the stream and the river was a lot of fun. It's the only way you can go, and it's a dedicated trail just to go to the Eternal Flame. The sun was going down, so we headed back. We were hoping to get a little bit something to eat, and we did run into a few Jeeps and full-size vehicles on the trail on the way back. Again, a beautiful night to be out, and you can see everybody was out there having a good time, taking a break. Unfortunately, I had my one and only failure here, and it was not a ball joint, it was a tie rod. Thankfully, it was at low speed, and it first felt like a flat, but then we looked at the tire.
What are we doing? We're okay?
Unfortunately, didn't get any video of putting the tire back in. Adrian and Josh went to work.
No, I had a ball joint nut come loose and missing. Tire is sideways, but it didn't break. The nut fell off.
No, the wheel just went woo.
That's scary.
Yeah.
And they had their tools to see if we could find a suitable nut which had fallen off of the bottom of the tie
in
rod.
like this, towed in, and I just kind of stopped. They're like, "Oh, something's wrong with your wheal." I thought I got a flat.
And as with
But I heard
any
no bang, no
situation where you're stuck out on the trail, a little bit of humor goes a long way, and the group always has a good time.
Yeah.
At least we have a doctor.
Yeah, thank God. We're gonna have to remove your appendix on the trail side. all the Windex.
If that works, we'll zip tie this sway bar up, but you just go real slow, that's all. We'll crawl. We're almost down. We only have one more bend and we're out of this trail. And then we'll do roads the whole rest. Other ones.
It's like it's the right thickness bolt, it's the wrong threads. Then you're gonna have to buy a tie rod out.
Never a dull moment, right?
No, right?
Could be worse, could be raining.
Hold it up for a second.
Look at that glue tread.
I did give me a glue tread. You sold me on it. After I seen Dante say.
I wish I had more. I would have given you one, but. So, but that stopped.
I think it's alright.
Let's take it slow down the hill. You gotta be cautious because if it starts to turn, you gotta stop. We only got one more turn.
All right.
Digging.
Big thanks to the whole team, especially Josh and Adrian, who really stepped up, got their tools out, and searched for a non-essential that I could use just to get home and to make sure that that tie rod would stay in place. Now I carry a spare. limped back, and it was really only another 15-20 minutes from where we were, and it was some low-speed riding on the road. We got home, and just really a great experience in Tennessee, and we look forward to getting back there. Made it back to Ride Royal Blue, and we really do recommend that you check out their location and all that they have to offer. Centrally located and just a great staff. We got back here and we did a pressure wash, and we made sure she was clean putting it away. Overall, just a great time with a great team. The team had a great time with only minimal damage to our rides. We do want to thank everybody for the pictures and video they provided, as well as our partners and sponsors. Reach out to our friend Marshall for the best local tours you can get in Tennessee. Thanks again. And we will be back, and we will see you soon out there on the trail. Thanks.